your forecast first. Sponsored by Matex Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing.
We've had some winter precipitation coming through the area throughout much of the afternoon. You can see on our satellite that we've had some snow showers mainly north of I-74, and we also have some mixed precipitation sort of come back in on the western side of our viewing area. We're going to talk about what this means here in just a little bit. Temperatures right now are probably going to be at their lowest point of the night. They're actually going to be warming up during the overnight hours. Right now, 32 in Champaign as well as in Danville, 32 in Lincoln as well as in Decatur, and we're looking at Springfield there as well. Pontiac, though, is at 29, and you can see that there's been some light snow that has fallen across the area on our Pontiac RV weather camera on our Roofing Dog iNet. Winds are changing more out of the southeast right now. They'll eventually be turning more out of the straight south direction by the overnight hours, helping our temperatures to actually, like I said, warm up as we go throughout the night tonight. We'll be looking at the precipitation changing over to rain, and that's the way it should stay for a majority of the day tomorrow. WCIA 3 News starts right now.
Now on WCIA 3 News.
Police reform has been a nationwide issue this year. Who just released their guidelines for changes here in central Illinois. Plus, police are investigating why a car crashed into a home today. We have a look at the aftermath. And our Gift of Life blood drive is happening this week. We'll hear from a woman who has seen the impact donations have firsthand.
You're watching your local news leader. This is WCIA 3 News at 5.
People don't know what it's like to be a police officer if you've never walked in our shoes. I don't know how to put it any other way.
Police reform is a nationwide debate, and this week, police themselves released a list of ideas they support going into the new year. Good evening, I'm Jessica Coons in for Paul and Jennifer. Police ideas include stances against some major proposals going around the Capitol, but reform-minded lawmakers were happy to see the list come out. WCIA 3's Cole Hankey is live in the Capitol newsroom for us. And Cole, what do lawmakers think of these ideas from police?
Well, law enforcement agencies across the state made their stances known on several key ideas floating around the Capitol right now. And while they may not agree with all of those ideas, lawmakers and advocates that I spoke with were pleased to see that both sides could at least agree on a few of them. The Illinois Coalition of Law Enforcement released its stances on several key police and criminal justice reform proposals going into the new year. This comes after a summer of hearings aimed at changing how police operate in the state. And while the coalition is on board with some ideas, they aren't on board with everything.
The Illinois Legislative Black Caucus put out a memo indicating a number of issues and concerns that they had. I'll tell you, I mean, a lot of the issues that they raised on their document are very troubling for us and you know, would cause serious concerns and we believe a lot of damage to the profession.
The coalition took stances against key ideas from lawmakers in the Capitol, including eliminating qualified immunity and getting rid of cash bond. But officers are open to reform in certain areas, like increased accountability for use of force and stronger body cam requirements. There's also one broad bullet point in the plan: getting rid of bad cops.
One of the most critical points to me on that document was their desire to rid the profession of bad officers. So that's where you see a great deal of synergy between individuals who are looking for progress for the profession of policing.
Advocates in the Capitol were also pleased to see that law enforcement were open to reforms, even though both sides aren't seeing eye to eye on some of the issues. Director of the Illinois Justice Project, Sharon Mitchell Jr., says that there's a big difference between now and pushes for criminal justice reform in the past.
Not surprised that law enforcement or these members of law enforcement aren't out there saying everything is perfect. I don't think these are stupid men and women. I think that they have eyes and ears just like the rest of us, and we just got to kind of figure out a way to make things better.
Now, one of the only key reform policies that's made it into bill form so far is the Pretrial Fairness Act, which would eliminate cash bail bond. Senator L.G. Sims tells me that he hopes that a lot of these other proposals make it into bill form early on in the session, which is supposed to start just in January here. Reporting in Springfield, I'm Cole Hankey, WCIA 3. Your local news leader.
All right, Cole, thank you. The coalition also supported the push for more money for community resources like mental health facilities, rehab programs, and shelters. And in turn, it also supported alternative programs that utilize those resources instead of arresting someone and putting them in jail. Champaign police are still asking for help in a homicide investigation. Lisa Lewis was shot and killed in her car yesterday. She was in the parking lot of the Nantucket Cove apartment complex. Investigators are asking for anyone anyone with a camera in that area to look at their footage and see if they caught anything. A man is in custody for a shooting last week in Springfield. 47-year-old Paul Whiteside is facing charges including aggravated battery with a firearm. Police say Whiteside and the victim were in an argument inside of a building. They say the victim left and was shot through a window by Whiteside. A juvenile is in custody after police say he and an adult were in a car with a gun. This happened at Parkland Point Apartments in Champaign last night. Police say they received a report of a possible armed subject and found a car with 2 people in it. A man and a juvenile ran away from the scene. The man got away. Police recovered a loaded gun with an extended magazine. Police in Decatur have arrested a gang member. 25-year-old Shawneen Comage is in custody for violation of parole and aggravated unlawful use of a weapon. Police say he was in a car that sped off when it encountered a police vehicle. They later found the car and Comage inside. Officers have been operating a proactive unit in the wake of gun violence across the city. No one was seriously hurt after a car hit a house this morning in Champaign. This happened near Kirby and Scottsdale. The driver was treated at the scene, and police are investigating how that crash happened. The COVID-19 vaccine won't be widely available for everyone until next year, but one health department just wants it to be available at all. Vermilion County is still waiting on its shipment of the Pfizer vaccine. It's expected soon, but the VA has already received its shipment of a Moderna vaccine. When Pfizer's does come in, it will first go to healthcare workers. Here's a look at today's COVID numbers in Illinois. The state is reporting more than 5,600 new cases. Another 106 people have died. The state's positivity rate has gone up slightly to 8.8%. 4,300 people are in the hospital. In Region 6, ICU bed usage has gone up. It's now at 66%. Meanwhile, Region 3 has decreased to 74%. Our Gift of Life blood drive continues today, and in honor of that, we are sharing stories of people whose lives have been changed because of donations. WCIA 3's Courtney Bunting joins us live from our newsroom. Courtney, you talked to a woman who is a big advocate.
That's right, Jessica. Ruthie Harper has what's called a sickle cell anemia trait. She doesn't have the disease, but she has the capability to pass it down to her children, which she did. The disease, sickle cell anemia, took her son Robert's life when he was just 2 years old. Her nephew, Gary, also had it. He lived until he was 42. When he was born, Harper says the life expectancy for someone with sickle cell anemia was only 22. Harper says the reason he was able to enjoy so many years is because he had blood transfusions twice a year.
Most people just wait till it hit them before they care about something like this. And that's not good. When it hits you, you want it there. Last year, I had a knee replaced, and I had to have a blood transfusion. And I thank God that I'm a donor.
Sickle cell anemia is a blood disorder. It's very painful for those who have it. But because of blood transfusions, the life expectancy for them now is around 45 to 55 as opposed to that 22. Harper added that if you have sickle cell anemia, you can still donate. You just can't give whole blood, but you're able to donate platelets or plasma. Live in the newsroom, Courtney Bunting, WCIA 3, your local news leader.
Such an important cause. All right, Courtney, thank you. And today it was our turn to give. This is a live look right now at the Bloodmobile in our back parking lot in Champaign, where WCIA 3 staff members have been doing their part in donating blood. If you would like to participate this week, you can make an appointment. You need to make an appointment. You can text WCIA to 999-777, or you can head to our website, WCIA.com. There are still appointments available for later this week at Marketplace Mall in Champaign, as well as some of our other locations, including Danville and Mattoon. Senate lawmakers are locked in a battle over raising